Good evening, everyone. We are back with the professionals tournament. This is the third day of the professionals tournament. We're following rounds 5 to 6. Again, quickly going through the tournament format at the single round robin format, which means each team will play 7 other teams once. The top 4 will qualify to the next round. The tiebreaker rules are as follows. We first take a look at the head-to-head round wins, and because there could only be one match played between two teams, this could be automatically decided if we have two teams tied with 4 points, tied in the fourth place with the same number of points. However, if there is a 3-way tie and those 3 teams have won and lost one another once, then we will have to take a look at the head-to-head battle wins. I believe it is this order, according to Tolian, and and we and if that could not be decided still, we'll take a look at the total number of battle wins across the entire professional tournament. And if that is still the same, we will have to ask Tolian about the battle duration. And luckily for the EU server, you might know this by watching our streams. I believe you will qualify if you win your battles the quickest. Nevertheless, let's take a look at the table. We have Rejects with 4 points, APA, Aqua with 3 points, Endgame with 2 points, and Crowley, the team we're following tonight, also with 2 points, but they are in the 5th place due to the battle win tiebreaker. And then we have Ikra and Immortals tied in the 6th place, and TQT not winning any rounds so far. Will that change? You will find out tonight. The previous skill tournaments will be held from the 22nd of April to the 7th of May, and it has ended. Thus, we are looking at the professional tournament, which will be held from the 10th to 13th for the group stage and 18th to 20th for the final stage, with the Challengers tournament and also the lower echelon championship held from the 10th to the 14th of May. So, this is going to be the fixtures for the 5th round. Endgame versus Crowley will be streamed by me. Emriat and Nino will be following Akra versus Immortals, with Fujit following APA versus Aqua. Unfortunately, there is no English streamer following Rejects versus TQT. That will be covered by Pyroblast. He will be streaming in Ukrainian, if I'm not mistaken. The maps are this Dynasty's Pearl, Faust, Oasis Palms, and Canal. As for the 6th round, the maps are Yukon, Vlad Govil, Camstia, and Navy Frontier. As I said earlier on the Apex server, the maps for round 5 are getting progressively cap-oriented. We start off with a heavy oriented, armor oriented map, and then we start to go more mobility oriented. So for endgame, this might be a good these two starting maps will be really good for them. And Oasis Farms and Canal will be the maps they want to avoid, because they depend a lot on teamwork and crossfire and so on. Lots of mobility based strategies which will benefit CIS teams like Crowley and so on. And then we have round 6. Those maps for Crowley, they're getting more progressively cap oriented. Yukon is not really that, although it's a full cap map, but you do see a lot of bros on Yukon, so it will be good for Crowley. And if they can survive the first 2 maps, Black Gopher is also a good map for them because it's quite open and it's quite brawly too. So if they can survive the first 2 maps, if they can do really well in the first 2 maps, that will be really good for them. But if they don't, then the last 2 maps they might struggle. So hello everyone in the chat. Thomas Peterson has made the following predictions. We have Endgame, Ikra, APA, and Rejects all predicted to win their fixtures. And then we have the upper bracket first round. Who versus Porg is up first, predicted to go in favor of Porg. Istra is predicted to win against Noxu with a big scoreline. And then we have I predicted to win Trek, and RNG predicted to win PWNZ with a 3-1 scoreline. However, I don't have the clan logos of Trek and PWNZ, so if anyone's from these clans, do tag me in the on Discord and send it through DM if you know their captain. Anyway, this is the power rating after the games finished yesterday. We can see Isra is now the favorites to take home the Challengers tournament. Currently in the top 8. They really grew into the tournament, into the season, but they had a rough start in the spring season. But there's also Noxu, which is in the final stage, but not in the top 16 at the moment. If they manage to win a couple of matches, they could rise to the top 16. And Pog and Hu, I mean, look at the top 16 and kind of the rating is quite similar. As for the lower echelon championship, we can also see a couple of teams are not even top 20, which will be PWNZ and also Drake. But kudos to Drake. Drake got out with, I think, Bart and also Unlucky above them in power rating. So they really did a good job. And then there is also PWNZ upsetting the odds to knock out Crayon 3-0 yesterday. So there were a lot of upsets in the Challengers and also in the lower echelon championship. Vale and Rage did not qualify to tonight's matches in Challengers tournament. They were also favorites to take the crown, but they were eliminated. So now attention will turn to Isra. Will Isra go all the way through? Currently, there are 7 out of 8 teams in the professionals tournament. In the professionals, 7 out of 8 teams in the power rating currently in the professionals tournament. So, so that's a pretty convincing top 8, I would say. I would not oppose this top 8, except Raid got sabotaged, which I don't want to have a rant again. But Tolian promised that she will toggle the seeding to avoid teams from abusing the win rate seeding. Alright, so I will get into game and we shall take a look at the draw. But before I do that, I need to do something else. Okay, I am back. So let's take a look at I got something wrong with I shouldn't be showing the Apex server here, but the EU server for the challenges and the Echelon Championship. So bear with me on this. You would know who is facing who. So we have EU, no pun intended, who is facing Pooh is facing Pog, and Isra is facing Noxu. Lower Echelon Championship, we have I versus Drake, and also PWNZ versus forgot. PWNZ versus RNG. There we go. RNG are the favorite to take to win the lower echelon championship. But would that be the case? There were so many upsets happening in both challenges and lower echelon championship. It's possible we could see Noxu winning challenges tournament and Drake winning lower echelon championship. But would that be the case? We will find out tonight. Not tonight, 2 days after. Let's hope I will follow the challenges to the grand final. That will be great indeed. Endgame and also Crowley are now in the waiting room. So this will be the first time we see Milk playing, at least from my perspective, because Milk wasn't playing against Rejects 2 days ago. But Endgame versus Crowley will be good. Again, Pink is not playing the season. A lot of them have gone to Wax, so I hope that kind of answers the question, Jay. I'm not sure you have asked this question before. No, I think you asked about Raid before. But the Pink team, a couple of them, most of the team have gone to Axe. Akatsuki, which got knocked out in the lower bracket first round during the group stage. A couple of them have gone to Rejects, and Rejects looked very strong. I believe they would do much better than the original Pink team back in the autumn season, which they failed to qualify to the top 4 stage. So I do have a lot of high hopes for this team. Rejects, but anyway, I would say the top 4. If we have Endgame, APA, Aqua, and also Rejects in the top 4, then this is going to be a diverse top 4. I think one of the most diverse top 4 I've ever seen on the EU server, which is really good, because Rejects, I heard that they use strategies, but looking at the stream, they don't really seem to have like or let's put it this way, it's not like the EU strategies where you assign particular tanks to a particular position to do crossfire and cap reset. So they're not really using the traditional EU strategies. They have a set of their own, and it looks more like they just kind of react to what the other team is doing. Looks more like this way for me, and but their forte would be their individual skills and also teamwork and focus fire. Endgame is a different story. Endgame is a different story. Endgame would focus more on the kind of the traditional EU strategy side, and I think you can look at what they will be taking here. As you can see, it will be a triple mouse, double strip K, VK, and an i7 Crowley on the other hand. Triple ice for double strip K, T1 LT, and an MLE. Last time Endgame met Crowley, Endgame won 4-1. So one of them saying, of course Crowley would win. I would not say it's a certainty. Although there's a caveat to that victory from Endgame is that Crowley were already safe in the top 8. So this is going to be a totally different story. Endgame, they really need a point. So is Crowley currently tied with 2 points. But Crowley momentarily go past C. Is that some information relayed to Endgame? Periano Prande was only spotted here. We could see Crowley now dropping Cardu and also Mangala into C. At the same time, Endgame is trying to capture A, but they will get A more slowly than Crowley on C. So that gives Crowley a cap lead. And there we see a shot onto Striker. Paventa takes a hit. The mouse is quite a tall tank, so if you go up there, you might show more of your armor and your weakness. So I would not recommend that, to be honest with you. But Milk in the i7, we know Milk from 7-star. And he is going to be important, but he is also playing an Endgame in the professionals tournament. I don't know if it's for the first time, but I didn't see him on the first day, obviously. Now, Crowley is actually doing something that a lot of EU teams do, which is to send everyone to cap B, trying to, you know, force a cap of B, trying to see if they could cap B. Great triple tap onto Paventa. Now Paventa takes 3 hits. Now Endgame is trying to flank from behind, trying to get the IS-4s, but the IS-4 now will go in to take out Paventa. Look at the shot efficiency from Crowley. None of the shots of IS-4 bounced, and Paventa will go down very quickly, and that gives Crowley the numerical advantage. On the other hand, Endgame have gone to the park side, but they really need to find out a target to focus. At the moment, Powerful is doing 1v1 against Mancula. and Winchester is struggling to stay alive. And hit points are in favor of Crowley. Crowley will get A as well, which is going to give them a really good, strong advantage. Powerful is dead, which is not good news for endgame, because now it's going to be a 5 versus 7, 4 versus 7, because they also lost Winchester. Memkula is now dead, and Triple is a one-shot. But is it going to be enough? Ariana Grande cannot get B, and Crowley is in such a huge advantage. It's going to be really tricky for endgame to make a comeback here. It's a kill onto Triple, but the hit points are in favor of Crowley still, and they're looking to take out Ariana Grande next. Endgame will try and get C, but I don't think they can get the caps here. Paro will try and get Kakadu, but Pego is dead, meaning Crowley will win the first battle. Really great stuff from Crowley. Their shot efficiency is on point, very all the shots pretty much pen. I don't think we are seeing a lot of bounces from Crowley, especially when you put all your shots to a mouse. What can you do? The mouse would not do much in this situation, and wow, what a strong start for Crowley. It is going to be 1-0 for them, and I must say I'm impressed by that performance by Crowley. Endgame cannot keep up with the intensity of Crowley. Let's put it this way. It's not like they're reacting slowly, but they weren't able to take out target guns more quickly than Crowley, and I think that puts them at a disadvantage. They also lost all the caps, which is really not their fault, because the mouse were there to kind of stop Crowley's push, but Crowley knows what to do in that situation. And of course, they took out those mouses so quickly, rendering those mouses useless to an extent. I don't think this is something endgame are expecting, but you do have to remember, Crowley, these guys are exceptionally skilled. They are really skilled. So you do have to take that into account. And it's going to be very tricky for you to get a few bounces against an extremely skilled team. So now endgame will change their tanks, dropping the triple mouse setup. They're going for double Super Conquerors, double mouse, double Strift Case, and then i7 Crowley going for triple IS4, double MLEs, a Strift K, and a T110 U5. Let's go back and see what both these are going to do. So here we go. Endgame will go for double mouse, double. Oh, I've announced the lineup already for both teams. Endgame from the north spawn with Crowley from the south. Are we going to be seeing a brawl fest? Crowley getting an important win in the first two. The first two maps. If they can do well, Endgame will have a hard time making a comeback. But never say never. There is still a chance for Endgame to do decently. So let's go for Milk and the IS7. He will drop to C, I suppose. And we also see other endgame tanks going in. And there we are. Milk will drop into C, capturing the base. We could also see Crowley looking to take 2 tanks or even 3 tanks onto A. C will be captured, and this time Endgame will have the cap lead. Oh, but good shot onto Paro by Akison. And a Crowley. We have to rotate, but if they can bleed Endgame at the start, they will be in a comfortable position to push. So, Endgame has to be careful. Will they do the same thing as Crowley last battle and send everyone to B, or will they make a surprise rotation, or will they just kind of defend the park side? We will find out soon. But Crowley will send the Strift Case, will send Memkula and Axon 2 back to their spawn. They're going to spread themselves out, but Endgame do not know this, so Endgame are not trying to make a surprise push for now. Milk tries to blind fire, but it does not hit anything. It could only hit the buildings and cause and wreak havoc to the residents inside. So the residents should consider taking the bunker below these buildings, because you don't want to be shot at through from the crossfire of Endgame and Crowley. So let's say Endgame not doing much. They're pretty static. And it makes sense. They don't need to do much at the moment. They are staying still. But Pinchester spotted. Strike got the spot. Pariana Brandy got spotted, and I think White might put a shot in. Oh, good shot from Pariana onto White. White cannot penetrate the armor of Pariana, and now the trade is even. And there is not much happening, but then now we are seeing less than a minute to go for Crowley before they absolutely have to make a rotation. But Akasol is spotted. Endgame might know Crowley could rotate through their spawn. So are they stacking up their forces close to their spawn? They haven't moved much. They also haven't dropped any more hit points, but they put a good shot onto Memkala. And now Endgame has a hit point pool advantage by about 2 shots. And Endgame are potentially ready for a push coming from their spawn, and Crowley, maybe they need to do something else instead. The IS-4s would not want to push first. The Bouncers are ready to punish whoever crosses. And Akasong is spotted. Pariana Grande is spotted. IS-4. Will they put a shot into the mouse? The IS-4. Oh, look at the double tap for the mouse. Oh, another shot onto Virulentus, and Endgame came prepared. At the same time, Crowley looked to put tanks over to B, and Endgame. Good start for them. Now they're leading by more than 1k hit points. Crowley have little room to roam around, and now 800 cap points for Endgame. They must make a push sooner or later, otherwise Endgame will win by caps. What would they do? Crowley are still figuring out where to push, and they're struggling to find a way. Milk takes a hit, and that's going to be an important shot there. At the same time, Memkala coming from behind. Milk completely expecting that to happen. Pariana takes a hit as well, and we could potentially see a 1v1 here. But then Milk does not have the DPM. So can he win this 1v1 fight? At the same time, B is being captured by Crowley. If they can capture B, that would be huge. And that could be enough as well. At the same time, Milk has support with renamed user looking to take out Memkala. And I believe this is the PENI player. And we can see Crowley, are they able to take out Milk? If they can take out Milk, they will win this one. I'm afraid. But wait this out. Memkala is a one shot, but that kill is enough to bring Endgame the win. Endgame, great job. And I think Crowley just is forced to play Endgame's game, which is the cap play, and they're struggling to find a way to rotate. In that case, I think it was very apparent that Crowley's rotation got spotted, but I think that information was not communicated in their team. So that's why those IS-4s were trying to get into Endgame's spawn, but Endgame came totally prepared for that. So so this should be communicated. If that was communicated, I believe Crowley would find a different way to rotate, which might be going into B right at the start, although it's not really advised. But then Endgame was completely expecting Crowley to push from their spawn. So Crowley will have to do something else in that situation. And at that point, they still have some time, like 1 minute, they can totally change how they rotate in that situation, not gonna lie. And now we're on to Faust. Endgame, bring one back. So Crowley will take double 60 TP, double T125, double Strift K, a 121B, and endgame. On the other hand, we have triple Y7, a Super Conqueror, a T100LT, and double Strift K. And let's see where both teams are going to go. Crowley. Well, I mean, endgame really wants to win as many battles as possible in these first two maps, and they have won one already. If they can win two more, they will be in a good position to win the entire fixture, force putting Crowley under pressure. And endgame really needs to ramp up the pressure if they want to get into the top 4, because they have a really strong team of players. Ariana Grande in the T100LT will try to capture D right at the beginning. That will force Crowley to do something else. White is spotted, Ariana Grande not spotted. Endgame will get a cap lead, but Crowley will have almost everyone near A, so the numbers will be stacked against endgame near A. And they do not have the tanks to defend as well. They have double Strift K, so they don't have a lot of armor, and they do not want to lose a lot of hit points right at the start. They have to be careful about this. Powerful receives a bounce, 2 bounces actually, but Crowley might be looking to make a push now. Akason dropping the reactive armor might be a bit too early actually, because the focus will be on Akason, but he has taken a lot of hits using that reactive armor, and now Crowley is trying to get Rename User out of the fight. Rename User needs to be really careful, needs to stay safe. I'm afraid he's actually going to... oh, but Agason is the first time down. Well done to endgame. Rename User is still alive, but he is now killed. It's now a 6 versus 6. The focus is now onto triple, and it has descended into Battle. With Ariana Grande coming from below, he will get the kill onto triple, and it's now looking to take out white next. Kadu, great shot onto Ariana Grande, great shot there, and then Pinchester is going to rotate and might be killed by Kadu. Kadu looks to put a big one onto Pinchester. Kadu was tracked momentarily. Valentis is out. Pinchester is out. It's now a 5 versus 3 situation with endgame looking to take out white. It will be the case, and endgame putting shots onto Mamkula as well. This is surely going in favor of endgame. Endgame, great focus fire this time. Crowley tried to focus a tank with lower hit points, but they were made to go a long way to do that, and they wasted some time trying to get the low hit point pool target. And in this situation, Crowley shot efficiency is lower than endgame, and endgame truly deserved to win this one, bring the scoreline to a 2-1 victory for endgame. And it's still not over yet. Endgame will have to win 2 more in order to win the fixture. As for Crowley, they might be under pressure now, but if they could win the next one, the next 2 maps will benefit them potentially. But endgame will feel really jubilant about this decisive, convincing performance. This is a great job done by endgame, and I think endgame would want to take the next one, obviously. And the post says, I mean, you are arguing which team would win, 50-50 actually, endgame or Crowley. None of the audience have not put a winner here. Both teams are closely matched, which is good to say, but now we're seeing something different. Endgame, can they replicate the strong performance as last battle in this one? Let's hope. Crowley will bring it to a 2-2. I think we will be in for a tiebreaker potentially. Crowley, double 60 TP, double Strift K, double IS4, no, triple IS4. They are taking a more defensive setup. I mean, the IS4, the 60 TP do not have high DPM, but the 60 TP have good alpha. Has good alpha. IS4 also has decent, well, really good armor. but endgame will take a more aggressive setup with the double Strift K, double Super Conk, 215B at 200 LT and IS7. So you will expect endgame to be aggressive this time, not probably with this lineup. I mean, if you rush with these tanks, or I mean Crowley, then your DPM could suffer. Endgame, what would they do in this situation? Will they get the cap lead again and force Crowley to make a reaction? Or will they make a push right at the beginning? Let's find out now. Pariana Grande doing the same thing as last time, getting C right at the start. Spotted Kakadu. Kakadu wants to put a shot onto Pariana Grande. He hasn't fired. And Pariana Grande hasn't been spotted. So that means C is captured. And Endgame have the cap lead. We are also seeing Endgame now committing more forces over to A, but then they are somewhat spread out, so if the IS-4s decide to push onto Pinchester might be in trouble. Oh, I think they might be going for this. No, they're ignoring Pinchester at the moment. They're trying to pincer Permanza and also Powerful, but then Triple has taken a couple of hits. Now it's going to be important. Will Endgame counter pincer the double IS-4s? I think they're going to do that. Milk coming from below, but he will be fighting 1v1 against Triple. And I believe the IS-4s are now looking to take out Milk. Pariana Grande also take a really huge hit. And this is going to be a really close one. This fight is all about focus fire and shot efficiency. Milk gets a kill on the Tokonami, and Endgame has a good hit point pool advantage. They are now trying to take out Mamkula. Powerful, really healthy as well. And he's being connected by Pariana Grande. But Pariana Grande will be dealt with by Kakadu. But he has put a couple of shots to make Powerful win that 1v1 fight. And Endgame now looking for Triple next. And it will be the case. Triple is out of the fight. And now Endgame is trying to get the double IS-4s. Virulentus now down to a one-shot. And Pinchester will not be the one getting the kill. It will be Peril, the rename user. Akason is the focus for Endgame next. And Kado is out of the fight. Akason will take a hit from Peril, and Milk will not be the one killing Akason. That will be Pariana Grande leaving white. The last person standing, and this is a great fight from Endgame. Taking the scoreline to a 3-1 victory, and they are looking stronger and stronger. Wow. I mean, look at the focus fire from Endgame. That is amazing. Indeed. Crowley just looked very confused into which target to call. I think they got distracted by the performance in the last battle. And this one, they just looked all over the place. They weren't as streamlined as the first two battles, and that hurt them a lot. Well, actually, the first battle, not the second battle. And Crowley needs to arrest the slump now, because Oasis Palms is supposedly their stronger map. And Endgame might do the raid strategy with the Gorilla. They are spawning from the south spawn too, and it will be really good for the Gorilla to put a lot of crossfire onto the south, not northwestern corner. Endgame, can they bring it home and cement a spot in the top 4? Currently, they will have 3 round wins if they win against Crowley. And we shall find out soon. And it's sad to hear about Lego's ping issue. Not really ping issue, but connection issues. I hope that has been fixed. But now we see Endgame. A Gorilla, T175, Super Conk, T100LT, 60TP, double Strip Ks, Crowley, double IS4s, double Kron, double E5s, and the Strip K. Again, Crowley going for a defensive setup with the Crown Vargans and the IS-4s and the T-110E5 potentially too. Only one Strift K being taken, but no light tank on Oasis Palms. No light tank on Oasis Palms. They are going to suffer from the information war. I'm not sure if this is going to be a good idea from Crowley, but let them prove me wrong. Okay, let them prove me wrong. Pariana Grande in the Pariana Grande in the T100LT spotted. Oh, 4 tanks spotted. Great start. Well, he dropped into C right at the beginning. No, he'll run away. He's spotted. Oh, he's tracked. He is tracked, but he dodges another one. Oh god. Oh god. Run, run, run. Oh, good shot into Violentus, whoever that is. There we go. I think the crossfire is coming from the Strip case, but they haven't put a lot of shots to Crowley at the moment. Milk is there to hold near C. Pariana Grande is going to run away safely with the Griller. Griller is there in this position to shoot whoever tries to rush Milk. Oh, did I ignore that Super Conqueror putting them under massive crossfire? I might have ignored that, sorry, Florian. But that goes on to show how strong endgame can be when it comes to positioning. Peril taking the risk to drop into B. Maybe it's a calculated risk, but this could be interesting. Crowley has no one to shoot Peril coming out of B potentially. But oh, Powerful takes a double tap. The hit points are not in favor of endgame. Crowley have more than 1 kid advantage, and endgame look very spread out, and this could be a problem for endgame. They will have a lot of fights to fight here, and it's a 4v4 near A, 2v3 near C. Peril takes another one, and this is what I talk about. The risk of taking B. Can you get away from here? I don't know. Peril is likely trapped and he will have nowhere to go. And that's going to be a one tank down for endgame. Big shot onto Akason, however, but Peril will go down now. And that brings it to a 6 versus 7. But endgame makes an immediate call to push onto Memkula. If they can kill a tank here, that could be important. Kato takes a big one from Winchester in the Gorilla, rushing with the other heavies here, and they take out Memkula. This will bring them back to a hit point pool advantage, but at the same time, Pariana Grande and also Milk gets rushed. And can Pariana Grande get out of this quagmire? I don't think so. Violentus down to 628 hit points. Endgame still has the hit point pool lead, which is really good, but Winchester looks to put a break shot onto Akason. It will be a good shot, but it's going to be a 3 versus 4 situation. Crowley gets both A and B now, and that will be important. White still full health, but the 2 heavy tanks are coming in to support the team. Akason looks to put a shot onto White instead. Pamenza kills Akason. Good communication right here, but Winchester is out of commission, and now it's going to be a 2v3. If they can kill White, that would be good, but Rename User is a one-shot. Pimenta is still full health, and that would be important. But Tokonami would want to kill Rename User, as Rename User is quite low. Tokonami is ready for the second shot to be there. Good shot from Rename User, dropping the adrenaline. But can he land another one before he gets killed? He does, but he's killed. Pimenta now down to a one-shot, and now Crowley have overtaken endgame in cap points. Oh, can Pimenta carry the team? Oh, but it's a bounce from Pimenta onto White. Pimenta sure can feel the pressure, but Tokonami can put a big one onto Pimenta. But Pimenta gets the kill onto White. Can Pimenta hold down just in time? Oh, Pimenta takes 2. And Tokonami is now on a long reload, and they still do not have a cap back. Oh, I think this is going to be a game for Crowley. Tokonami joining Violentus in killing Pimenta. And it will be the case. Well done to Crowley. This time they look a lot more organized. Endgame, on the other hand, great counter push on A. That almost brought them to the over the line. It was very close, but Crowley capitalized on Endgame spreading out, so they pushed in at the correct time. And that gives Crowley 4 times doing more than 2k, and Endgame 4 times doing more than 2k. And if Crowley can win the next battle, that puts the scoreline to 3-3, and we might see a tiebreaker here. Although Endgame is leading 3-2, you don't know whether Crowley is able to bring home another one. It's again, as I said, it's a strong map for them due to Oasis Palms being more mobility oriented, although the lineup they took says otherwise. So Endgame, they're going to drop the light tank, but it worked for Crowley last time. It worked for Crowley, but I still would insist with a light tank on the Oasis Palms. Remember, it's such an open map. You really want that information. You really want to win that information war. But it appears both teams will not take a light tank. And it's actually not rare to see no teams taking a light tank on Oasis Palms, despite Oasis Palms being quite an open map. So potentially we are seeing both teams going for a brawl. But then remember, Strift K is quite mobile. So in terms of the mobility, I don't know. Both teams taking kind of more defensive tanks. Like Crowley continues with their double IS4, double crown strategy, but Endgame will take double 60TPs, and an IS7, which would make sense if they are playing defensively. And then double 215Bs, which is also interesting. They have good DPM, and they could use their hash if I remember correctly. So all to play for. 3-2. Can Crowley bring it to a tiebreaker? Let's see. Endgame, red team from the north spawn with Crowley, blue team from the south. We will see Endgame committing most of the forces to A, and Crowley also most of the forces to A, so we will see a big brawl potentially. Who will win this brawl? Is it going to be Endgame or is it going to be Crowley? And let's say Crowley with Fermentha and Peril. Is there to prevent anyone from getting A. So this could get quite dull. And Tokudami is... Oh. Interesting stuff from Endgame. They're going aggressive. They're going to take an aggressive position. They're looking to push shots onto Crowley. Can they push shots onto Crowley? But they're getting shots on the crossing. And I'm not sure if this is going to be a good call. This is going to be a suicidal push, potentially. Mind my language, but they are putting a lot of shots onto Memkula. The Hippos are now in favor of Crowley, and they lost milk right at the beginning, and that's not a good start for Endgame. Endgame will look to get White next, and Brariana has been swiftly taken out by Akason, which means it's now a 5 vs 7 situation. White's now down to 1 shot, Memkula also down to 1 shot. White is out of the game, and Pinchester looks to put a shot onto Memkula, and he does. But we also lost rename user, so it's now 4 vs 5, and Peril might be able to put a big one onto Violentus. But the focus is now onto Palpa. Crowley's focus spot is really good tonight. Well, I mean in this battle. But Endgame will try and take out Triple, but Endgame will lose Pinchester really soon. Triple gets the shots, and Pinchester gets the shot onto Triple, bringing it to a 1 shot as well. But it's now a 2 vs 4 situation, and Endgame will not win this brawl, sadly. I think that push was a bit too risky, and I don't think that was working in favor of Endgame. But the Apparel puts a good shot onto Kakadu. Bento hopes to put another good shot onto Kakadu, and he misses that shot. And he's the last person standing. And Kakadu has a new hat, and his headphones is not dropping. Bento gets ammo racked, and that turret almost landed onto Kakadu. Kakadu almost has 2 hats in the Crown Wagon. But wow, great response from Crowley. The focus, fire, discipline from Crowley is on point, absolutely on point. Endgame also tries to focus fire, but it was a lot more difficult for them. Crowley just a lot more stacked together, and they have better armor too. So Crowley will bring it to a tiebreaker. As I said, these 2 maps, I mean, Oasis Farms and Canal will be the maps I think Crowley would excel in, and they do excel in Oasis Palms, and Canal might be the map that they will do the best on. Will that be the case, or will they have to play Endgame's game, which is the cat play, which is something Crowley will struggle on? We will see, but Endgame is going to take a lot of lights and mediums. But Crowley also the same situation, triple 1-1Bs, Endgame double Leopard and a Sheridan. And we are also seeing Endgame taking 1 IS7, a 60TP, and double Strift Ks. Endgame going for the mobility lineup, mobile setup. Crowley going for a little bit of a mix actually. They have a T110E5 and IS7, a double Strift K. Well, actually, you know what? Crowley's also doing the mobile setup. 3-3. What will happen in this one? Can Endgame win 4-3 and put themselves in a good situation, in a good position to take top 4? Or will Crowley spoil the party and condemn Endgame and put potentially Endgame at a tough situation in the top 4 fight? We'll find out now. Canal, Endgame versus Crowley, will win this tiebreaker. Let's find out now on Canal. This is all or nothing for Endgame. They must do well here.
Let's go.
They performed well in those 3 battle wins, but in this one, this is going to be the moment for them to shine. The Leopard ones and Sheridan taking the shortcut, and the Strift Ks will try to go for C at the start, but will they be reset there? The triple 1-1Bs are dropping into D immediately, and they will spot no one, so they know that Endgame will not. Oh, White gets absolutely shot. Oh my god, White is tracked, and he's now down to 1 shot within 30 seconds of the game. But Power is also getting shot at too. Good shot onto White, but Power will get out of this. Oh, takes another hit. Triple tap by the 1-2-1 White, despite now on the 1 shot, Power takes a couple. So it's even Stevens. C will be attempted by Akason, so that means Endgame might have to do a rotation, not Crowley. Crowley will have the cap lead. And Endgame, they have Pariana Grande trying to take B, which is good. But I think Endgame would need to do something nice here. Paro in the 60 TP. White is out! White is out! That brings Endgame the cap lead here, as they have 2 caps compared to Crowley with 2. They have 2, both of them have 2 caps, and now Endgame are leading in cap points with that kill on White. So it will be Crowley that needs to find a way to rotate, and this will be tough for Crowley. Also tough for Endgame. But they have the 60 TP, which could hold off for a little bit and frustrate Crowley, but Endgame at the moment have the advantage with the hit points and caps, and can then bring it over Crowley. What will they do now? What will they do here? Milk tries to blind fire, but it does not hit anything. And Crowley is going to discuss with one another. 6 cap points per 2 seconds of increase, so not a lot of time left. They essentially have around 1 more minute to go. So they need to communicate which side they want to push. If I'm doing my maps correctly. And now, potentially less than a minute here. Very dire situation for Crowley. They must find out a way. Milk is spotted. He is quite aggressive, but he does not want to be too aggressive because he might be going out in the open. Violence might put a shot. Violence will not put a shot for now. He does not want to get himself spotted, and Crowley continues to blind fire, try to see if that hits anything, but it does not hit anything. And Paro might be able to get a couple of spots here. Tokonami Arkansas coming from his side, and this is going to matter a lot. Crowley, how are they going to deal with this? They don't have a lot of time left. It's definitely less than a minute. Potentially, we're talking about 20 more seconds to go before they need to do something. But this is going to be the moment of truth. Crowley spraying out a lot, but the 1-to-1 Bs can absolutely do a lot of terrible things. Milk still holding off, but he will feel a lot of pressure now. He is very important in preventing B from getting captured. He gets a bounce from Violentus, so Milk knows there are tanks from both left and right side. But Milk puts a great shot to Violentus now. Crowley, are they able to conceive a push? Memkula takes a hit, so they can't get B right away. Their idea is to get Paro out of the fight. He is in the 60 TP, and Paro will drop the Tungsten Shell, but that shot bounced. Arkansas might be in a good position with Tokonami. At the same time, Memkula is trying to get B, but Kakado is out of the fight, which is important. But Crowley might be able to get B, but they are able to reset that. Paro is down. It's now a 6 vs 5 situation. Pariana Grande, great shot to Memkula, and Memkula is down. Pinchester, extremely important in that position. Look at how many tanks he can shoot from this, from his perspective. Now he's trying to tag Tokonami. Violentus is down. And Endgame takes it home with a 4-3 victory, exactly as Thomas Peterson predicted. Well done to Endgame. And Crowley almost got it. They almost stole B. If they had taken B, I think this match would have panned out very differently. Endgame, Pinchester, Leopard 1, that position. I don't know why. I don't know how Crowley wasn't able to address that, but he was able to farm from above. What a game! What a performance by Endgame. That was an important point taken for them, and we will see if there are any results coming up, and we will be back soon. 4-3 for Endgame, and I'm looking at APAC professionals tournament, so it's not the right one. Oh, there we go. We do have results. Oh. Okay, we have Ikra 4-0 against Immortals, but Rejects barely winning TQT 4-3. Aqua 4-2 against APA. Oh, now TQT tried hard, and they should be happy about this scoreline. It was very close. However, APA is in jeopardy. The next match will be against Rejects, and if APA cannot win against Rejects, and well, they have to hope that Ikra and also Crowley would not win. In this situation, I mean, it all goes down to the final day, APA versus Ikra, whether APA will be able to take the top 4. But now Rejects are confirmed a spot in the final stage. Well done to Rejects. As for APA, as for Aqua, they're going to play Crowley next. We'll follow that. And what's the result against Ikra? Is it a 4-0? What's a 4-0 victory for Aqua? So if they lose to Ikra, then well, they have to hope that other results go against their way. But looking at the table here, current top 4 will be Rejects, Aqua, APA, and Endgame with Rejects through. Rejects can breathe a huge sigh of relief, but pressure is mounting on APA. They must do something to win against Rejects, or otherwise their top 4 position is going to be in danger. Endgame also against Immortals. I mean, endgame, the next two. I mean, the endgame, they can take the next one. That will put them in a really good, comfortable position coming to the final day of the tournament, of the professionals tournament. But KROLI actually only won 9 battles, but they have 2-round wins. KROLI at the moment they're in the 6th position with 40 battle wins. Immortals with 1-round win in the 7th place. Right, let's see the results for Challengers tournament. We do Pork 4-3 against Hull, and Noxu surprisingly beat Isra 4-3. So this is a huge result for Noxu. Well done to Noxu. Again, another upset in the making. Don't know what happened there, but there were so many upsets on the in the Challengers tournament, rendering Thomas Peterson quite inaccurate in those 2 tournaments. Not something that is happening often, but it is what it is. I 3-0 against Trick and RNG 3-2 against PWNZ. But this is more of an expected result, actually. But 3-0 against Trick would be a huge, huge one. In fact, but Pork did win 4-3, which is exactly as predicted. But yeah, a bit of a mixed start for Thomas Peterson, but not as tragic as yesterday with the lower Challengers and lower Actual Championship. Good. So let's see, what do we have? So I'm going to update my power rating. No. I'm going to ask Thomas Peterson the prediction for the next couple of matches. So bear with me on this. I'll be back very soon. Alright, we have predictions. I'll show you very soon. So let's go. Alright, this is Thomas Peterson predicting round 6 and also lower bracket first round. We have Endgame winning 4-2, predicted to go in favor of Endgame, of course. Aqua, IKRA, and APA predicted to win. On the other hand, lower bracket first round, Isra is predicted to win 4-3 against Hull, and PWNZ are predicted to win Tricks 3-2. Will Isra get a comeback here, or will Hull again make an upset to one of the tournament favorites? We shall see. At the same time, we still have some time, so why not we take a look at the current table and see what we will the current table. So we know that IKRA and Aqua rejects are through. Aqua looks very safe here, although you don't know what will happen if there is a tie. If Aqua lose the next 2 rounds, then things could get a little bit juicy, especially when IKRA are predicted to win. Then you don't know how everything's going to go down the very last day. IKRA, not in a good position with the number of battle wins and the head-to-head. They only managed to win which clans? They managed to win Immortals and also Crowley. They only managed to win Crowley and Immortals so far. I think they lost to all of the top 4 clans except for Aqua and APA. So IKRA. No, they lost to Aqua. No, we just don't know whether they will win against APA. That's the fixture that will have lots of importance. Unless APA win against Rejects, then APA will be safe in the top 4. We'll find that out after tonight. So there are so many permutations at the moment, so I cannot so many permutations. I cannot hypothesize every single scenario that could happen. So there could be a lot of ties, but everything will become crystal clear after the 6th round. So let's see. Alright, I will play in the Type 71, which I have the birthday on. So let's let me just go in and ride this tank out. 10 more minutes, 11 more minutes until the next fight. So while we're waiting, I'm just going to refresh the fixture graphic. You now can see the new graphic. After I play this battle, you will know who will stream which.
Time to roll out.
And let's go.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
No. Oh, are we getting flanked from below? Oh, you know what? I might go and deal with that. Or maybe I will. Oh, we lost a tank. No, not nice.
Crack hit.
That was hurtful.
Enemy armor is hit. Penetration. Gunner's injured. You'll have a hard time hitting anything. Enemy armor is damaged.
Oh no.
One of our tracks is damaged. Bail out. This vehicle
I think we'll lose this one, sadly. And we don't have we don't have time for the next one. Oh yeah, it's definitely a lost cause. Maybe I shouldn't have ditched that player. M60 would then just hold nicely while I try to flank them below. Yeah, no. Anyway. We now have should be CEST, not the quickly. Alright. Yeah. So Endgame versus Immortals, that will be streamed by Mnet. I'll be following Crowley versus Aqua. 904 will be following Ikra versus TQT, with APA versus Rejects being followed by Fujit. So APA, can they win against Rejects? It will be hugely important. They've already lost 2 rounds. They don't want to lose any more. Crowley, not the strongest starts, but they could absolutely make a comeback. Ouch. No. So all to play for. An end game. We'll hope to get another win against Immortal so that they can be pretty safe. Although Aqua winning Crowley will be enough, I think. It will be enough. And APA will hope to win that one. And against Ikra, hopefully they can win so that they will get 4-round wins and qualify. But nothing is certain for now. The room will be up in any moment. And yes, the room should be up now. Ooh. We go in ARWV versus Crowley on Yukon. As I said, the set of maps you're seeing, Yukon, Black Goville, Camstia, and also Navy Frontier, will benefit Crowley at the beginning, because it's less cap oriented. And Black Goville is quite an open map, so it will be good for mobile setup. If they can win a couple in the first of the first 2 maps, then that will set them at a good pace coming to Camstia and also Navy Frontier, which will benefit ARWV's strategy more. Oh dear, how do I pronounce this? Name. Good lord. Was that third? So Trushka, I7E. Let me find a transliteration table. I'll do it very quickly. Would that be Petrushka? It would be Petrushka. It could be Petrushka. I think it could be Petrushka. That will make sense. That will make sense. Alright, so let's go to the room now. As we have less than 3 minutes to go. Aqua! You can see the I7 player is probably Peter or Zerd. I think this is the chat alphabet, Russian chat alphabet, and I think we'll call him Petrushka for now. Benushka, Danushka. Danushka should be Dan. I don't know about Ban. Then we have General in the Strifk. Ghosty and Cobb, double 60 TP, way to success in the T100 LT. On the other hand, Crowley, what would they take? Yukon. Are they going for a mobile setup? Yukon is going to be a bit difficult to play with a mobile setup. It's just a bit too enclosed and flat, so they probably won't want to take double 1-to-1Bs. I mean, Aqua will take an E3, which is an interesting call, but Crowley is still deciding whether to go for a double 1-to-1B strat, or will they just go for one 1-to-1B? $30 more seconds to go. We still don't know the lineup of Crowley. They don't have a lot of time left. And no, they're not going to take double 1-to-1B. They're going to be taking double Strip Case, double IS4, T110E5 and the 60TP. Of course, 1-to-1B as we speak. Aqua versus Crowley. iShot is also streaming this fixture. So we have a lot to follow here. If our fixture ends early, I will still be streaming because we want to know the leaderboard situation. What will happen on the final day? What do you expect on the final day? We know on the Apex server it's just between Nomad and also ICT or EVG. EU server, this is going to be quite open, I would expect, unless we are seeing Aqua, Crowley, Immortals, and TQT all losing. Then that would be dead certain. We will find out soon. Ghosty in the 60 TP will drive to C to cap the base. It will be the case. Tokunami takes a hit. White also takes a hit, so good start for Aqua. They've worked their crossfire well, but we might see Crowley making a push on Ghosty. Oh, good shot onto Cobb by one of the by Kakadu, dropping the tungsten shell on, and he inflicted almost 700 hit points worth of damage to Cobb, with Benushka looking to go past A, allowing General to capture D. Takes a hit return, but puts a shot onto white. Tokonami is also spotted running away. So great shot from Way to Success onto Tokonami. And Crowley is now in deep trouble. They've been spotted trying to rotate away, and they've taken a lot of hit points for doing that. D will be attempted by Aqua, and Crowley will try to extend their cap advantage on A. So it's still Aqua, they still need to do something to rotate, but the hit points are also still in favor of Crowley, so Aqua still has a lot to do, although they started decently, but Corp takes a big one again. White takes another shot, but Ghosty also traded. And then we are seeing Corp missing the shot onto Mem and Petrushka, and the T110E3 is still holding there. Ghosty in the 60 TP. Oh, is he going to put a big one onto White? Hit point still in favor of Crowley, but mind you, at the moment here, Crowley is defending for their lives, and they must, because Aqua is looking really strong. There are 4 tanks still with full hit points. And now we could see Way to Success and Banushka running away, calling for attention over to Sector 1, which is exactly where most of Crowley's tanks are positioned. So they know what's going on. Will they try to take A? Petrushka is there to do so. No, not really Petrushka. He's probably not the one doing that. Kakado's shot. So, Peter. We're not putting a shot onto Kakado. But Crowley knows that Aqua might take A, and they're going to A in here. And Petrushka will be spotted if he is driving to away. What was that shot from Peter? Oh dear, well, did he just misfire in that situation? That did not hit anything. But that doesn't matter at the end, because it's not a brawl situation we are looking at. But Crowley might have found Ghosty isolated now. Ghosty is in deep trouble. Kakado looking to put a great one onto Ghosty too, but Ghosty puts a big shell onto Memkula, more than 700 damage inflicted. But he is definitely in trouble. Will Aqua push on the other side, or will they allow Ghosty to die? Way to Success coming from behind, trying to tee up with Ghosty. But Ghosty will put a big shot onto Kakadu, but he is perma-tracked, unfortunately. But Memkula is going to give attention to Memkula, so that allows Ghosty to go in front. And is he able to put a big one? Oh no, he gets killed before he's able to put a shot. But Corp will kill Memkula. That brings the situation to a 6-6 situation, and Aqua is leading by lots of hit points. So Crowley really were made to pay for not being quick enough in killing Ghosty, and also Way to Success. Virulent is down. Way to Success is out of the fight, and we are seeing White being focused by Aqua's forces. And General bounces White. Kakado is being taken out by Corp, and White is being taken out by Banushka. This is a convincing win by Aqua. Buying into Crowley being a bit slow in taking out the isolated tanks of Aqua. More to do with their hesitation, to be honest with you. And Aqua truly deserves to win their first battle, bringing it to a 1-0. And you can also see Aqua doing, like, let's go back to see their damage spread. 5 tanks doing more than 2k for Aqua's side, and Crowley 2 tanks doing more than 2k. So well done to Aqua and Crowley. There is a lot of room to be desired. I'm just going to talk it out. It's just the cam is just panning a bit too low. So great start for Aqua. Can they maintain the momentum? Going to I don't have time to make the post, sorry, but maybe I would try to do that. Which kind will win? Is it going to be Crowley or is it going to be Aqua? You can vote in the poll now. Crowley, they will take triple wires force, double strift case, T100 LT, and a 121B, so 2 medium lights. Over to Aqua's side, they're going to be taking triple strift case and MLE, double 60 TP and T100 LT, so they are going for a mixture of both mobile and armored tanks. While Crowley will also do a combination, but triple IS4s. They're trying to see if they could get a couple of bounces from Aqua. Aqua do not have like the most perfect shot efficiency, and Crowley wants to buy into that. And let's go back in to see Aqua versus Crowley. So with Aqua going to B potentially, and Crowley this time will send most of the forces over to D. Axon's going to be important in getting the spots, but then at the same time Aqua will not send many there. So way to assess the T100 LT. Spotted pretty much the entire team going to C, so they know where Crowley might be going. I think they might know now it's going to be C and D. If Weighty Success cannot spot anyone on A, shots been fired, but nothing has hit. Weighty Success will drop into A, and Aqua got B as well. But we could see a big push coming in right at the beginning. Crowley now crowding onto Aqua's spawn, but there is a double strift case ready to receive to put shots onto the aggressive Crowley. Memkula is spotted, but the strift case are still holding off for now, trying to give a false pretense that Aqua do not have a lot of tanks there. But now the strift case has been spotted. There we go. The double strift case are trying to get Memkula out of the way. This is going to be big. At the same time, Benushka is coming in. 3 versus 1 here. Can Memkula survive this onslaught at the same time? Oh, good shot onto Memkula. Great crossfire by the 60 TPs. Now the triple strift case are barreling in onto triple. This is their next target, and Crowley is left with little response. And Triple is trying to connect with the rest of the team, but Triple will go down very quickly. And also Aqua focusing onto Virulentus. Triple is also out of the fight. What a game from Aqua. This is amazing. Crowley completely fell into the trap of Aqua, and look at how quickly the tanks dropped out. Oh dear. Oh, I have no words. Tokunami is AFK, so he's now back in the game, but it's way too late. Aqua already won with the kills near the spawn. I feel so sorry for Tokunami, but it is what it is. Aqua will win 2-0 in this case. What a great start for Aqua. And Crowley. This is a huge trouncing from Aqua. They still have more than 10,000 hit points remaining. But with that focus fire from Aqua, what more can you do? I don't know. It's just a bit too difficult to win. I mean, just even the player on Aqua doing the least amount of damage has done more damage than Kakadu, the player with the most damage. And although Tokunami has gone AFK, but it is not him going AFK for the entire battle, just at the most crucial moment. Sadly, it's professional tournament. There is no mercy given to the team that has some connection issues. Now Kakadu is offline, so apparently Crowley are suffering from connection issues. Will Kakadu come back online just in time, or will we see an emergency substitution on Crowley's side? Do they have someone on the subs bench? If Kakadu can't get back online just in time, then they have to do that, but Kakadu is back. Aqua now onto Blackgoville. They had a strong start, and if they can win the next couple of battles on Blackgoville, then it's very likely they're going to win this fixture, and Crowley will be fighting for themselves, hoping there is still a chance to finish top 4. However, Aqua will want to be safe in the top 4, and let's see. Aqua Petrushka in the Concept 1B, Benushka Strift K, and also General in the Strift K. Danushka Super Comp, Ghosty, IS7 Comp, T110E5, Weighted Success, T100LT, Crowley. On the other hand, we will say what lineup they are taking. Hi Santa, how are you doing? They will be taking a 1-1B, a 60 TP, double IS7, a Kron, a Strip, and a T110E5. Let's go back up high to the back of the map. Aqua is tagging Sector 6. They're predicting that Crowley will cross there. But do they know the exact strategy? Petrushka in the Concept 1B, good DPM, good how down the shot, but the large chassis is going to be an issue. Let's see what both these going to do. Or is he going to hold down to reset B? Let's say Weighted Success going aggressive in the T100 LT. Oh, not a common route actually, but is this going to give information for Aqua? Not really. Weighted Success spotted no one crossing to C, so they know no one is going to C. He also shoots down those temporary shelters. And are they going to get C right at the beginning? Maybe not, because maybe Crowley is going for a quick push. So they stop to put crossfire onto Memkler. Memkler takes a hit. And Aqua have not dropped any hit points so far. And they are now dropping into C, trying to bring them the cap lead. Crowley, they have to respond to this. Are they going to drop B right after? Or... oh, good shot onto Akason by Cobb. C is captured. And A has been captured too. And that brings Aqua the cap lead at the moment. And Aqua is doing better in the trading. And the hit points are in favor of Aqua as well. We are seeing Memkler still there. No, Crowley is still trying to bleed Aqua. Aqua is still trying to bleed Crowley. But in terms of trading, Crowley are not winning this one yet. And they're still bleeding, and that's going to be a huge issue when it comes to a push. And Aqua does not look very spread out, although like Weighted Success and Ghosty are on C, pretty much far away from the rest of the team. So Crowley, they can try to push onto C, but it's going to be difficult. Most of the tanks are not even there. Tokonami spotted. Aqua really making it tremendously difficult for Crowley. Akason receives a hit. And Danushka in the Supercon. Great shot to White, but takes one in return. But Danushka might have higher DPM to put another one onto White. And he misses onto... he bounces onto Memkler. And Violence takes another one. Crowley continue to bleed. And Cobb takes one, takes two. Danushka takes a lot! Now, Aqua might be undone by Danushka taking lots of hits. He's down to 637 hit points, and if he is taken out, Crowley will not need to push. So Danushka is now going back to safety. Maybe he's going to switch roles with Cobb. That leaves this area open, and Memkler and White will be safe temporarily. Violentis is still spotted. I'm waiting to Success now. Is he going to do something near the red line here? Oh, Danushka now down to one shot. If he dies, things could go differently. And Crowley, they lost some more hit points of Tokonami, but they've managed to bridge the hit point pool deficit. But then Danushka will feel a lot of pressure here. He does not want to die. And he will let the team down if he does, but they still have hit points. They still have the hit points. But Crowley is sharing hit points nicely, so it's their only saving grace at the moment. And we are approaching 800 cap points soon. Will Crowley do the last ditch effort and try to do a brief cap stop on C? Or maybe they will find Danushka, kill it right at the dying moments of the game. Maybe that's their strategy, but Danushka is sitting very, very deep. But it's possible they can win this just by killing Danushka alone. Aqua. There is a crisis unfolding. We follow the Petrushka here. The Arkason is spotted, looking for Ghosty and waiting to assess. Danushka takes a hit, and he has to stay safe. But time is running out for Crowley. Time is running out for Crowley. Are they really going for that kill, for that important kill right at the end? Maybe they will, but Aqua, will they allow a kill to happen? But I think this is going to be very crucial now. Crowley dropping into B. Lost his traffic. Can they get a cap lead by capturing B? Tokonami is out. That's an important kill for Aqua. They only need potentially one more kill and they will win this fight. Danushka is just sitting deep, just going AFK because he does not want to die. And now Danushka is looking for white, but I don't know. There is still chance. Aqua, they lost Petrushka, but they got white as well. If they can survive, 995, 1,000 cap points, they got the next one. That was close. Crowley almost got it, I think. But they weren't able to locate Danushka. If they were able to do so, I think things could pan out differently, but Aqua made sure the low hit point pool targets are still alive, although they lost Petrushka. So it's going to be a 3-0 lead for Aqua. Crowley struggling to cope with Aqua's tactical acumen. Aqua only one tank doing more than 2k. That's his way to success and the 200 LT, so he's done a fabulous job. Crowley only having one tank doing more than 2k, and now we are on the second battle on Black Goville. Well done to Aqua. Hello Roman, how are you doing? And so Aqua will change their tanks. Oh, they're going mobile. I like that. I like that. Petrushka will change to a 113, double 113s. Aqua will they take double 121B? They will take triple Strift Ks actually. No, Petrushka will take the E5 instead and wait as it says in the back chat. Now that's going to be even. That's going to be important whether he can make use of that clip potential. Crowley on the other hand, they are scavenging for that win. Can they do that? They looked they are the second best team at the moment. They don't want to lose 0-4 going to the very last day. Unfortunately, it looks like this way. Aqua really outplaying Crowley in every aspect at the moment, but Crowley will take the following tanks. Triple Strift Ks, a Bat Chat, a 121B, and a 113, and also a E5. I'm wrong, sorry. I was calling out the Aqua's lineup. No, they're taking 121B, a 6 TP, a 9-7, a Crown Bug, and a Mouse, and double Strift K. So looking at way to success in the Bat Chat, we'll be going around trying to spot whoever is going for C. And he might be able to spot something, but already 3 tanks are in C. Relentless is not spotted. So I think this could be... This might not be the right information for Aqua. Aqua might think no one is near C, but the C is captured, so they know at least someone is there. I'm not sure if they also looked into how many tanks was in C by taking a look at the speed at which the cap is being taken. Maybe they now know that a lot of tanks are on C, so they don't have the cap lead this time because they take A little bit later. But it's not going to be too different. It's a situation they've been in a lot of times. So they know how to do a rotation. They have to find a way to do that. Petrushka is spotted. Akason is spotted. and Wait Success has not spotted anything at in this location, but he spotted Kakadu. Virulentus puts a shot onto Wait Success, but it's only a track shot, so he will be worrying about that missed opportunity. There is a blind fire coming from the strip case. Now Wait Success is going to run away because he might be in deep trouble. Lots of blind fire going to the direction of Wait Success. But that's not going to give them a lot of information for now. How are they going to work with this? This is going to be a bit of gamble for them. I mean, looking at the cap points, I mean, 5 cap points per 2 seconds of increase. Just only about a minute to go for Aqua before they absolutely have to make a rotation, so not a lot of time is left. They really need to find a way sooner or later. White is spotted, so they know someone's there. But most of Crowley's forces are sitting close to the spawn. They're looking at where it's dropping to B, so B is going to be a no-go zone for Aqua. They don't know this, but probably not the best idea to go for that first. However, Petrushka is going for that. No one's spotting any tank dropping onto B, but now B is being captured by Aqua. Crowley, are they in position to reset that? Petrushka has driven a couple of Crowley's tanks out, but he will successfully get B without much trouble. But we might see a push coming in from Crowley very soon. Shots onto triple. Oh, Petrushka is on fire. It takes a lot of shots, but it appears that Aqua will want to take White out of the fight and try to get all 3 caps. But Crowley have made an important decision to push onto Petrushka. Who can kill the tank first? It will be Aqua getting White first. That's really quick kill there. Petrushka is still alive. That T-110E5, that reactive armor is going to be extremely crucial. And B has been captured by Crowley. C will be captured by Aqua very soon. But Petrushka is dead. And the focus might be on Tokonami with fewer hit points at the moment. General is on fire for a brief amount of time, but we could potentially see a 1 versus 2 here. Crowley is going to take A as well. Tokonami is out. Aqua is going to take control with the B side, and Crowley might need to do something here. They're going to lose Akasom, and that's going to be enough. Aqua will have 1,000 cap points. Those kills would be just enough. Crowley unable to speed up their kills over to Petrushka. I mean, nothing. It's not something to blame because it's a T-110E5. It's meant to hold off a push. But then, I mean, it's important to get A, but that leaves a couple of tanks. Leaves maybe too many tanks in the middle, which doesn't seem to connect well with one another. Also, they are not on the high ground. But it was a valiant effort from Crowley. Not to say they've played terribly. I think Aqua just outplayed them in every aspect. Tactical aspect, maybe not the individual skills, but tactical aspect. Surely Aqua was a lot better, and Crowley is going to learn a lot from this match. Lots of positives to take. I don't think they've put a lot of foot wrong. Don't think they've put much foot wrong, but Aqua just completely reading what Crowley is doing. I mean, this is a skill that is not easily learned, and Aqua managing to master the tactical aspect of the clan war scene. It's great to see. It's really great to see. So Aqua 4-0 against Crowley. What's a big victory, big margin for Aqua. And now let's see with results for other matches of Professionals Tournament. And we do. Aqua, we know it's 4-0, Endgame 4-0, and Ikra 4-0. That leaves up APA versus Rejects, the only game we're still waiting a result on. And Fujit is streaming this. At the moment here, we have Aqua and Rejects officially through to the professionals tournament stage. It all depends on whether APA win Rejects. If they do, then it all depends on the very last day. Endgame, APA, and Ikra. These three teams are all fighting for a spot in the professionals tournament. So well done tonight to Aqua and also to Aqua, and especially to Endgame picking up 2 important points. We will have to say goodbye to Immortals and TQT. They will be mathematically out. They will be mathematically they are out of running. Crowley, I'm afraid they're also out of running. I mean, they've won against APA, so there's still a chance. There still is a chance. But then it will be APA versus Ikra. If Ikra win, then 4-round wins for Ikra, though. It will be unlikely to see a tie between APA and Crowley, so I'm afraid Crowley are also out. Crowley have to win against Ikra. Oh yes, Ikra won against Crowley, so I have to say Crowley will be out now. Will be out. So that leaves only Ikra, APA, and Endgame. These three teams fighting for the last 2 spots in the professionals tournament final stage. And with that, I will play a couple of games while we wait for the results of APA versus Rejects. Let's go. I go in type 71. Let's go.
Up and at 'em, lads.
Nope.
We've damaged them. Penetration. We've set them on fire.
Ooh.
Enemy armor is damaged. We didn't penetrate their armor.
Ooh, yeah, we are in a really good situation, so that's brilliant. I think that's a hit. Yeah, I think that's a hit. It's registered.
We've damaged them.
No, we lost a tank.
Enemy armor destroyed.
Go through. Oh, we lost another one. that would not come out. Maybe I would not do enough damage, but it's supremacy, so win's a win, obviously. Yeah. But that kill might be enough, I think. If I capture B as well, I think that we will win by caps before we can kill all 7 tanks. Which sucks, but it's a win. And all I need is a win.
Enemy armor is hit.
But that is enough. That is totally enough. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we have more results coming through. I actually forgot to check the lower Atron Championship and also challenges. We'll do that now. But first, let's see if APA have won against Rejects. They did not. Rejects won 4-2, meaning it all boils down to the final day. Endgame would be happy about this, but it all boils down to the final day now. It's between APA or ICRA. That also means Endgame are through to the final stage. So it all boils down to APA versus ICRA now. The winner of that will qualify to the top 4 stage. So this is going to be exciting. So I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll see if I'll be allocated to follow APA versus ICRA. Until then, I'll see you very soon. But first I need to check the results of Challengers Tournament and Nova Atron Championship, which is going to be important. Oh, Isra is out 4-0. So it's another contender out. What another upset. Another upset. I didn't see that coming. So it's going to be between Pog, Noxu, and Hu. Oh wow. I didn't see it coming, to be honest with you. Trick knocked out PW and Z. Oh my lord, it's another upset. So many upsets in Challengers and no Echelon Championship. It's getting a bit comical. Just a mockery to Thomas Peterson in some respect. But that's just an example of undersampling of results during previous skill tournaments, because we don't really have battles between teams of similar level due to seeding pretty much. But I'm not going to talk too much about that. I will see you tomorrow and we'll find out who will qualify to the top 4 stage. Thank you all, see you soon, bye for now, bye bye.